Okay, guys, let's give it some time for people to come into the chat. If you're watching this in the future, skip forward a little bit. You might want to do it at school.
Yeah, we could do that at school.
Because it's like 30 pages.
Yeah.
Let's see if I've got a notebook for you.
I have a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Don't sweat it. Let me make that a top. Let me do this myself.
The show will commence in a little bit, guys. Thank you. Oop, I see my second basil sprout coming up. All right, people. What's up? Let's get this show going. This is a guitar channel. Pure USA tone in the house. For all my Asian fans out there dreaming of that USA tone. Oh, USA tone. Nah, don't dream of USA tone. You can acquire it here too. You can get it at Nakwan Music Mall. It's not just a dream. But the main thing I noticed with the Asian fans is you guys, for the most part, don't have tube amps. You've got to get tube amps if you want that real American tone. All right, welcome back. Okay, let's get right into it. This is the beginning of the show. Okay, as you know, I am a supporter of two amplifier making companies, YDNA and Legacy Amplification. I'm currently sending them products in the mail to help with content creation. To Legacy Amplification, Luke is getting a Blue Guitar Iridium Edition amplifier. This is for his giveaway amp to be used as an A/B test, because he can put the Blue Guitar Iridium on top of the giveaway amp, listen to the giveaway amp, switch back to Blue Guitar Iridium. When he's trying to get good high gain tones, he needs a comparison. So I'm providing that with the Blue Guitar Iridium. And when he's done making the giveaway amp and sends it to me, he'll send the Blue Guitar Iridium also, and I'll get that back. One thing I ask of him to do while he has that Blue Guitar Iridium is to replace the fine tuners on the side of the unit. When I got it, they quickly broke off. I received a demo unit from Sweetwater. Those fine tuners just kind of crumpled. They're made of plastic, and when you turn them too much to one side or the other, they break. I think maybe the previous owner or Sweetwater themselves maybe sprayed some WD-40 or something like this, and the oil on plastic weakened the plastic. Maybe something like that happened. I don't know. But those side fine tuners, they didn't last. Now, what I will say to Luke is, don't be a newbie and get all ADHD guitarist on us. And when that shows up without those fine tuners, to think, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't have these fine tuners. Dude, the thing is set up just fine. Now, what you can do is very gently take a small flathead screwdriver, or I don't know if it's flathead or if it's Phillips. It's been a while, okay? But you can stick those into the holes on the side and turn the knob that way. You're still... Sorry, I got an emergency message on my phone. You can still turn those with a screwdriver, okay? But I want those fine tuners back. So British Audio in Nashville currently has 2 in stock. Luke, order those 2 and order those 2 and say, don't send these 2 until you have the rest. Send all of it at the same time, so you don't end up spending $10 for shipping on 2 little knobs and another $10 for shipping on another 4 knobs when they get them back in stock. Get those fine tuners on there before you send it back. That is a badass amp. Okay, it's gonna blow your mind. You're not ready for how good this thing is. You're gonna think, oh well, obviously there's been a compromise here because the thing weighs 1 pound. It's probably better than a Marshall DSL 100 that you'd buy new today. It's probably a better Marshall than a DSL 100 HR or whatever they're calling themselves. It probably is, man. Now, this is the Iridium edition, which is voiced for higher gain applications. The Mercury is like vintage Marshalls to 800, and then the high gain would be Soldano. This Iridium, it's like 800 to Soldano to Ingle. It's like that, okay? So I only use on the Iridium the classic and vintage channels, whichever comes. I think vintage first and then classic. They're very similar, okay? It's like different JCM 800 type thing, right? The tone controls are active, all right? So they're powerful. And don't set it up the way you think to set up a Marshall, where it's like, okay, I gotta lob all the bass off, I gotta crank the mids, crank the treble. Nah, it's like start with everything on 6. Start with bass, middle, treble on 6, and move around from there. So yeah, Luke is getting a badass amp to use as a comparison tool in building his high gain giveaway amp, which will be given away right here. You can enter for free today. Look on my channel for more info about that. So, in other news, sending out one other product. As you may or may not be aware, YDNA has captured his amps on the Quad Cortex marketplace, and you can download his patches for free if you search for YDNA. Quad Cortex users, search for YDNA. You will be able to get some of the YDNA amps that he has captured on the Quad Cortex platform. I'm sending YDNA a Tonex. Yes, YDNA will finally be available on the Tonex ToneNet platform. Coming soon. Okay, so when he gets that, you're going to see the unboxing on his YouTube channel. You're going to see him capture the custom 400 and put it up on ToneNet. So we shall see. In my experience, this modeling, this capturing, modeling, profiling process, it leads to a lot of bad patches. It leads to a lot of tones on ToneNet or wherever else you go for your profiling patches. It leads to a lot of user error in creating these patches. It leads to a lot of bad patches available for guitar players. Amalgam Audio has fantastic patches, and I think that they do their process pretty scientifically and really go the distance. Okay, so I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. I'm sending YDNA the Tonex. Will the true spirit of the YDNA amplifiers ring through this digital device, this interface? Will it be able to happen? Or is YDNA's capturing process subpar, like most people out there? I know that those tones in the room that he's hearing, the articulation, the relationship between the power amp smacking that speaker, I know that he's hearing fantastic sounds. Can he capture those? I have yet to know. But I'm looking forward in the future to getting that Tonex back in the mail when he sends me his next amp, and then going on ToneNet and getting the YDNA sounds and checking them out. I'm very interested in that. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. I'm going to watch him capture it on his channel live. YDNA is coming to ToneNet. You heard it here first. So both channels, ATEC 9020, he's going to have that unboxing soon. He's going to see just how badass and ripping the Blue Guitar platform is, which has been out for over 10 years now. And it is seriously one of the best amps on the market. And it's got a tube in it, which is connected to its power amp. But you would not believe how this thing sounds with what it looks like. Hello. For a living, I live in Korea and I work for the US. So I'm out here in Korea, an hour south of Seoul. I'm in a big United States living area down here. Yeah, I work for the United States and I live an hour south of Seoul. Yeah, ATEC doesn't know what's coming his way. He thinks that he's saying that he's going to borrow a Friedman IRX and do a shootout between the Friedman IRX and the Blue Guitar Iridium. I said, look, buddy, I don't know what planet you've been on for the past decade, but the Blue Guitar is an amplifier. That Friedman IRX, it doesn't make sound. I got a problem with guitar amps that don't produce a sound, because that means, okay, you have to buy subsequent products to make them make a sound. And by the way, guitar playing, it's not fun on computer speakers, on studio monitors. It's not fun. It's not fun on PA speakers. It's only fun on guitar speakers with a power amp that smacks those guitar speakers the way that makes it into a fun experience. So you buy something like the Friedman IRX, and you're like, man, I got this all in one. Hey, if you're listening through your computer speakers, that all in one doesn't feel good, sounds small, got a big problem there. Guitar playing is an experiential thing. You need to start a little tornado in your room. You know, you need to get the air moving. You need to feel it and hear it. And you're not going to do that with a device that doesn't make a sound, unless you're willing buy the device that doesn't make a sound and then start buying other devices that do make a sound and plug them together. But then you're going to be wondering, hey, do I like or not like something about the device that doesn't make a sound? Or do I like or not like something about the device that makes the sound, the power amp side? Um, so you're probably going to have to buy like 3 power amps to understand what the device that doesn't make a sound is doing. So you, you see what I'm saying? It gets complicated and it becomes a big headache. So instead of buying the Friedman IRX, why not buy Blue Guitar and have something that is just as loud and speaker slapping as a tube amp, you know? And I'm not talking a 10-watt tube amp. I'm talking, they say that Blue Guitar is 100 watt, 100 tube watts. Sounds like it. I don't know why somebody hasn't just released a rack power amp version of that Blue Guitar technology from 10 years ago. That's the shit right there. ATEC, I think you're probably listening to this. So here's the problem with using the Blue Guitar Iridium as a power amp, meaning plugging something like the Friedman IRX into its return. Okay? It's because that power amp has too much bass dialed into it. And it doesn't have presence and depth controls that you can switch around. So you're going to plug in that IRX. You're going to be like, there's too much bass in the sound. You're going to look at the Blue Guitar. There's not a way to turn that bass down. It's just stuck that way. So it doesn't work well as a power amp by plugging preamps into its return. That would be an easy thing for Blue Guitar to fix or make a standalone product that's a power amp, because you know if you play one of those that they've got that shit figured out. But because of lack of depth and presence controls on the thing, there isn't a way to use it as a power amp. Unless you turn the bass way down on the preamp going into it, but nah, it's not right. Okay, so there's your warning. Okay, another thing fresh off the press about ATEC and about the giveaway. So now he has an amp to compare while he's building his high gain head that will be given away. Another item hot off the press is that I may have named the giveaway amp today. I may have come up with the name and some decoration, shall we say. Let's talk. All right, so in the classic song, the theme song of the YDNA Custom 400, okay, we've got the bridge that says, Sneaky Luke walks in with a handful of advice. He means well every time, but he's rolling budget dice. Okay, so we talk about budget dice, rolling budget dice. He's making a high gain amp. He likes Western themes. Okay, I'm thinking Las Vegas, rolling dice, high gain amp. How about calling it the High Roller? And you got High Roller written in, like Wrangler font or something. And then below it, you have some images of dice bouncing along. And maybe you could backlight those dice. So when you turn the amp on, you see the dice and you see the name, the High Roller. I think it's going to stick. And I challenge every one of you out there to try to best me. Come up with something better than that. I dare you. Okay, let's take a 3-minute break and we will be right back. Thank you for the love on the mustache. I got to tell you, it's just cold right now and dry. So I'm trying not to shave as much as I can. You know, I've got to shave to stay in regulation, but this guy's coming off in the spring, but for now, it's staying. Yeah, hit that like button, subscribe. Please join the AMP giveaway. It's free to join. You just got to email me. My email is in the description of this channel. ATEC9020 is currently making a 50-watt tube head that I will give to anyone in the world who rightfully joins this giveaway. You just need to email me, show me that you're a guitar player, that you're ready to take on a 50-watt head. You're in. There's no money involved. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. We are giving away a 50-watt tube head, handmade by ATEC9020. Okay? So sub to this channel and sub to ATEC9020 and stay, keep an eye on the giveaway. Stay in touch. All right, 3-minute break. There we go. We got some likes. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you very much for the likes. I appreciate it. Okay, here is the Tonex that is going to YDNA. He's going to use this Tonex to capture the custom 400 and put it up there on ToneNet. Additionally, he might take some of his quad cortex patches and convert them to the Tonex atmosphere, to the Tonex environment. So you might see more than the custom 400 go up on ToneNet. There's a possibility for more than just the custom 400 going up on ToneNet. And there will be other things being given away with the amp. One of them will be an instrument cable and 3 packs of strings. I'm putting this guy to the side. This is going to be given away with that amp. Or this might be a prize for second, third, fourth place. We might have subsequent prizes like that. But yeah, the amp's not going to be the only thing given away. Do we have any questions in the chat? Do we have any comments? We've been on for about half an hour now. We've discussed ATEC having an amp 1 from Blue Guitar as a test amp to make comparisons while he builds the high gain giveaway amp. We've discussed YDNA bringing his amps to ToneNet, not just being on Quad Cortex, but also on the Tonex platform, the Tonex ecosystem. And we've reminded you, please join the giveaway. Please join the giveaway. It's free. You just have to be a guitar player that's ready to take on a 50-watt head. That about wraps it up, guys. If there's nothing more in the chat, I bid you farewell and best wishes. Let's talk soon.